In my definite and indefinite articles video, we looked at some ways that those particular determiners affect nouns. Here you'll see some ways that nouns and other determiners can interact. Hi, I'm Shanna, and this is Basque Berserk. So in my other video, I told you that a or an is the Basque word bat. Well, I lied. Sort of. See, bat can translate loosely into English as a or an, and it functions like the indefinite article, but really it's just another quantifier. A quantifier is a noun that tells you about
how many of something there are, and quantifiers are part of a larger subsection called determiners. They specify something about the noun, but don't really describe it like an adjective does, although definite and indefinite articles fall under the category of determiners too.
Whew. So 9 times out of 10, in Basque, you can only have one determiner to modify a noun. This can be the definite article suffix a, the indefinite bat, a number, a quantifying word, question pronouns like what or which, so on and so forth. Here's some basic examples, with the English phrase a little Basquified.
Bi txakur,
2 dog,
hiru txakur,
3 dog,
txakur asko,
many dog,
txakur batzuk,
some dog,
zenbait txakur.
some certain dog,
Zein txakur,
which dog,
txakur hauek.
these dog. Since Basque can only usually have one determiner per noun phrase, this means the suffix a or bat can't usually be used with any other determiner. Just like in English, you can't say the which dog, and you can't say these dogs. So you can't say sein txakura, and you can't say txakurak awek. Although in English you can say something like the many dogs or this one dog, you can't really say much of anything like that in Basque. The only exception where you can use 2 determiners with one noun phrase is with numbers and the word beste.
Bi txakurrak,
The 2 dogs,
bi kotxeak.
the 2 cars,
10 txakurrak,
the 10 dogs,
beste 10 txakur,
10 other dogs,
bestea,
the other,
besteak,
the others,
beste bat.
another, or one other. So you basically have to determine through determiners whether the noun is plural or singular. Got it? Now, the concept of these determiners being mutually exclusive from the definite and indefinite articles doesn't mean that they don't decline with other cases. They just decline a little differently since they don't include the definite suffix a. They also don't use the definite plural e epenthesis. I won't go over all of those here, but I will give you some examples in the ergative and absolutive cases. For the absolutive case, which is the intransitive subjects and transitive direct objects, these nouns with determiners don't have a case ending. This I will mark the lack of with an underscore.
Zenbat txakur etorriko dira?
How many dogs will come?
Txakur asko etorriko dira.
Many dogs will come.
Zein txakur dator?
Which dog is coming?
5 kotxe joango dira.
5 cars will go.
Kotxe hauek joango dira.
These cars will go.
Zenbat txakur dauzkat?
How many dogs do I have?
Txakur gutxi dauzkat.
I have few dogs. For the ergative case, which is a transitive subject, either add a k suffix onto a
vowel,
an ek suffix onto a consonant or replacing an a, or rek after a final r.
Zenbat txakurrek dauzkate pelotak?
How many dogs have balls?
Txakur askok dauzkate pelotak.
Many dogs have balls.
Neska honek lagunak dauzka.
This girl has friends.
Zein kotxek dauzkate gurpilak?
Which cars have wheels?
Kotxe horrek bakarrik dauzka gurpilak.
Only that car has wheels. Of course, unless it's a number or another quantifying determiner like asko, many, or gucci, few, some determiners can seem ambiguous. This is because they don't inherently express a plural or singular meaning. In this case, you might have to rely on the verb, if there is one.
Zenbat da?
How much is it?
Zenbat dago?
How much is there?
Zenbat daude?
How many are there? This might not always be the case though, so you might have to deal with some ambiguous sense until you get a feel for determining determiners. Alright guys, leave me questions and comments. Thanks for watching. Agur!